Okay, so today we are going to talk about what is an ATS-friendly resume and how to create one, right? And we'll go through this stuff step by step. So I just want to have the call outline. So if you have any question at the end, you can send me a message on LinkedIn, and we can go from there. But I want to talk about like who am I, and why is this resume writing session free, including the tools and the promo code for 100% free as well. Is I get a lot of people contacting me who are recently graduating, but they cannot afford to have a resume writer. So this is my way to help the community for free, and hopefully at the end of it, you will help me spread the word for the website or the services I provide to your friends or the people who are at your universities. That's the only hidden agenda I have, which is not so hidden because I'm sharing it with you guys. Um, so who am I? I used to oversee engineering departments for Macy's, AMC Networks, Bloomingdale, BBC America, Sundance, VTV, AccuWeather, Xerox. I used to be a developer in my early career as well. And then after mentoring so many people from inside of the organization, I started helping resume writing and career coaching to people who are not part of the organization, but they want to work for these large corporations. So but a lot of people don't have good resume, or they don't know how to write a good resume, or have a good ATS format, or don't know what ATS resume looks like, right? So that's what we are going to go through quickly in this session. So what is an ATS resume? That's the thing we will talk. Then after, I'll have and how to create that ATS friendly resume tailored to you only, that we'll discuss. And I'll give you a free coupon code so you can download the resumes and start applying, and hopefully get a job. And at the end, I'll show you a hack where you don't have to write everything from scratch. You can convert your existing resume to ATS friendly, up to 60% ATS friendly in just 10 seconds, and then we'll work on the other 40% of it, right? I already introduced myself, so I'm going to go to the next slide. So let me give you a small example. So last month I was hiring for a position, and I posted on LinkedIn, and I got 300 applications in 24 hours. And my company is not that big, right? I run two companies, by the way. One is career coaching, one is placement. I place people to different organizations. But even though it's nowhere near as big as Fortune 500 companies you might want to work for, right? So as you can imagine, I'm not going to go through all 300 applications for that job. What I'm going to do is rely on the application tracking system to sort those candidates for me, which are more suitable for the job requirement I have posted. And I'm going to see that first maybe 50 applicants or 20 resumes, right? And then decide whom I want to talk from there. So what we want to do is your resume to come up in that top bunch of folks they're actually going to see the resume for. If they're not even looking at your resume, you're not getting that interview call. And I'm sure a lot of you are facing that issue right now. So that's what we are going to solve. And how do we solve that? By improving our ATS ranking. So, what's an importance of ATS, right? A good resume not only shows your skill and experience, but also tells your professional story, right? All those things are good to have in a resume, but it's not just about impressing human beings, about impressing people, right? You need to get past that ATS system that many companies use to screen resumes. I think I'm repeating myself from the previous slide, but you get the point. So there are six things you need to focus on when you are talking about ATS resumes. We'll go through each one by one. So the first thing is clear formatting. You might have seen a lot of people having fancy resume structure, which has like a lot of columns, or try to make it more colorful and have a lot of images and stuff, right? That doesn't work that well with the ATS systems, right? The other thing I see that people don't keep it simple. They want to they feel like if the resume is unique than others, they will get noticed more. Maybe for UI UX designer, that too, if they can pass the ATS system, right? So my goal always is keep it simple for the reader, when it goes to that human being, and when it goes to the ATS system, it parse it easily. That's the basic goal of having a simple resume, right? And having the keep we need to keep the styling consistent as well. Like we cannot have reading from left to right and then from top to bottom, and the columns and different kind of row structure in it. Second thing, you need to make sure is your headlines of each sections, right? A lot of people use instead of work experience, expertise, or something like that, where which doesn't really help ATS system. We just need to use the common words and phrases people use for that particular sections, right? Technical skills, project, education, those kind of things, and avoid creative or unusual section titles, right? The third thing is text based content. ATS cannot read content within images. It'll just ignore the images. So I have seen a lot of people who they have their title or name, or some of the things which are defined in image inside a resume. That it's not going to help. And also save your resume in a more text format, right? So docx, or even PDF is fine, as long as there are no image in it, images are in it. Font and size, keep it standard. We don't need to have papayas or things like that in the resume. So keep it simple. The standards are Arial, Times New Roman, and Calibri. And choose the font which are easily readable and processable, right? So 11 or 12. You don't have to worry about this too much, because the heck, I promised you, it will convert your resume in this format automatically. Now, this fifth and sixth requires more work than just formatting, right? So, let me give you an example that if the job description has data analysis as a keyword, and if you try to put as data examination, it doesn't match with the processing, right? We are making it more difficult for the resume, for the ATS system to parse your resume, right? So include the important keywords from the job description throughout your resume. I'll show you how to do that. Then as I mentioned, ATS looks for specific words related to the job skills and experience, and use the exact wording from the job posting whenever it's possible. Okay. I'll give you some other examples. I made note here. Give me 1 second. Um, so other examples would be like, let's say if the job description is looking for customer service as a skill or in that job description, and if you put client relation or customer support, um, some ATS do the word mapping, but why to make it more difficult, right? So try to use the similar words as much as you can. The other example would be, sales forecasting. Could people use it like predicting sales trends, right? If the job description doesn't have that word, keep it simple. The financial reporting could be preparing financial statements. The team leadership could be leading teams and managing groups. So instead of managing groups, if we're looking for somebody who has leadership experience and managing teams, use team leadership instead, right? And the sixth one is also this one is very important, not only for the resume but also for your um, interview as well, right? So you need to have this quantifiable achievements in your resume, right? You need to show the metrics, and you need to use specific numbers to show what you have achieved. Most of the people in their resume bullet point puts task, right? What kind of task they have done. So one example would be increased sales for the department. Okay, good, but like, it doesn't say much. But if you say increased sales by 30% in Q2 2023 or Q2 2023, resulting in 500,000 revenue boost, that shows more specific achievement, and then they can go more in detail. Just make sure you're not sharing company's proprietary information, which in most cases at your job level you don't have those proprietary information anyway, right? Then reduced operational cost could become reduced operational cost by 15%, saving the company 200,000 annually, right? um, Improved team efficiency, it could be improved new workflow that improved team efficiency by 20%, reducing project completion time by 2 weeks, right? And I'll show you how to do that using our tool as well, but this is for the understanding, right? So what are the next steps? So remember, your resume is your ticket to getting noticed. By making it ATS friendly, you increase your chances of landing in front of a recruiter, right? And now let me show you what an ATS friendly resume looks like. And I remember my promise to show you that 10-second hack to make it 60% ATS friendly instantly, right? So let me show you how the ATS resume looks like, and what I have seen which are not really ATS friendly, right? And if you want me to take a look at your resume and say if your format is good or not, feel free to share that with me on LinkedIn as well. But yeah, basically, how do we achieve this? Right, there are two ways to do that. Let me delete this for a second. So if you have already created an account, as I messaged before the webinar, that's great. If you haven't, just go with the flow right now and see how it works. And then by the way, you don't have to pay anything for any of this. I'll give you 100% free coupon code at the end if you like the resume, uh, or even if you don't like the resume, I'll give it to you. All right, how do we start? There are two ways you could do that. Actually, three ways you could do that. Where if you don't have a resume, you can go step by step and start creating resume. Select your, if you are an entry level professional, select 0 to 1. So based on this information will be empty for you, so you need to fill those information. Make sure to put your LinkedIn link as well, because right now, even though you share a resume, people are going to come and visit your LinkedIn profile, right? So fill this information. Make sure you put title right, because it will help you write the next sections of the resume very clearly, right? For the address, always use city and state. Don't try to give more information if you don't have to. And then continue. I won't go through all step by step, but I'll give you an idea how it will help you create a resume, right? So let's say if you started creating a resume step by step process, these are the questions you need to answer. I have a sample answer with me, but you can answer your own, right? So the question is like, please provide your degree and graduation year, right? The reason I'm asking for graduation year, if some people are not graduated yet and going to graduate in the future, we kind of want to mention that, right? So I wrote a bachelor's degree in computer science from ABC University, graduated 2023, right? The same way, the second question is list any relevant certificate if you have. So this one I'm putting Scrum Master certification, right? Same way, other achievements if you have done. What if you have done any internship? Hopefully you did. If not, put things from your project as well. Whatever you want to display in your summary, you can write in very casual words. How to actually write it, the tool will take care of it. The next thing is proficient in Java. So what are the skills from your education or your past role you have, right? And what position are you looking for? So seeking a position as a junior software developer. Do this if you don't have any work experience. If you have, let's say, 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience or even 1 year of experience, don't answer this question. We don't want to make this objective statement. We want to have this as a summary statement, or summary statements, right? And after you answer those questions and click here, generate summary, it will generate your summary as it should. And then you can click save, and you'll be able to see that different sections has started creating based on the answer which you give. Yeah, create your own, read it. If you want to modify something, feel free to, but I think it'll be closer to what you should have anyway. Same way, go through each other sections for experience, for projects, core skills, technical skills. By the way, there are a lot of suggestions you will get as well based on your job title, for your core skills and your technical skills, which you should add. And there'll be different formats at the end, but we'll go through it in the second way to create a resume. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this resume. And now what we are going to do is, people who already have a resume but it's not ATS friendly, or you don't have resume, you can utilize your LinkedIn profile as well, right? So if you click on existing resume, upload your existing resume. I'm going to show you one bad resume, or not ATS friendly structured resume, right? So by the way, it's just info, not a real person. um, if you see this resume, it has a lot of column structure. It's not simple enough. There are a lot of images in it which will not get parsed. The here, instead of summary, it says like profile or something. Maybe it is can get confused. This one are good, but in some resumes you might have seen people put different things like history, or which are not commonly used in resumes. So how do we convert this resume into ATS friendly resume? If you try to do it manually, it's going to take a lot of time, right? But if you go here and upload in careerclaw.com or customresume.us, the both are using the same technology, and wait for a few seconds, you will see that it will fetch all the information from that existing resume and create an ATS friendly resume for you, right? So if you have your own resume, do the same thing. It'll give a better structured resume, right? Make sure to update the name. I'm just gonna Patel, just for the example. But yeah, basically you can update your information if some of them are not matching, but it won't take you a couple of hours to create a new structure and paste information, right? It'll do it in few seconds. But we still want to make it better, right? So if we go to experience section, as you can see, there are bullet points, but those are just tasks, right? Specialized in crafting, when inventive marketing approaches tailored to the demands of the contemporary digital landscape, right? This all says what she did, but it doesn't say the actual achievement she had, right? So there are two ways you can improve your resume bullet points. One, just click here, rewrite all experience description for me for that particular job, and it will add wherever it makes sense the quantifiable achievement, or it will rewrite it a little bit better. But as you can see, it did not do for all of it, right? Because it tries to process everything and just makes the resume bullet point better, but it did increase in some, right? But let's say if this bullet point you don't like and you want to improve, or you want to add write something else as a bullet point, click here, add a bullet point. What I'm going to do is use the same example or same bullet point she had, and then click on rewrite. What it will do is, it will, instead of showing the task, it will show you have achieved X by doing Y, resulting in Z, right? So it will have more quantifiable metrics. Feel free to modify the number which is more realistic for you, which you can justify during the interview. But it will help you create much better resume bullet points than it did, right? Even for like other examples, if you can say managed two developers, right? You don't know how to write it better, so it will rewrite like oversaw a team of two developers to meet project deadlines and quality standards, resulting in increased efficiency and productivity, right? If you want to say, um, released a website for shopping, right? Just click over there, and it will rewrite in a much better resume fiable format. The launched e-commerce website increased online sales by 30% within first month, tracked through Google Analytics and customer feedback, right? It gives much more information, which you should include. for the job which you want to apply, right? One more thing I'll show you before I show you how to download the resume. If you go to summary, right, so this is a summary for the old summary she had. You can definitely improve how we talked for the resume bullet points, but at the same time you can focus it to a specific job. So let's say you are applying for some job which they are asking for. You need to know Java and how to make sales calls, right? So it's not relevant. I'm just giving you an example. Let's say these are the skills which they are looking for, or these are the responsibility which they're looking for. To rewrite it manually every time you apply for a new job can take a lot of time, but if you use this tool, it will incorporate, here we go, Java as well as sales call thing in the summary itself. And I'm just writing one line, right? You can have like 5 lines, 10 lines. It will include all of it in the existing summary, and it will increase the chances of you getting matched with the ATS systems. All right. So once you have this ready, click here on resume, and you can download the PDF or Word format. If you cannot download because you are not a paid customer, yeah, so I think the code is, let me see, yeah, it's free 100, FREE 100. Let me know if you try to download and if it doesn't work for you. But yeah, once you have this format ready, I think that the chances of you getting more interview calls will increase drastically. I hope I wasn't going too quick. I sent this video as well as other videos on my YouTube channel. If you want to check out, it will have some of this information over there. And yeah, let me know if any of your friends or even your in your university, your career counselors or career helper from the university can use some help from this kind of tools, or any coaching I can provide. I'd appreciate any word of mouth marketing if you get some value out of it. And yeah, just one thing I would say, since this is focusing more on the recent graduates, try to, if you don't have too much experience, use this third format which has education on the top, because that's probably the most impressive thing we can show so far, right? And then, even though you don't have actual experience, have projects. I haven't added projects in this one, but add projects as if those were your experiences. Try to talk about what kind of things you have built and achieved, and hopefully it'll help you get more jobs. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. You know where to find me. It's my LinkedIn somewhere. And yeah, good luck. Thanks for joining.